Democrat socialists pulling a political stunt in Texas. And that's our top story tonight. Texas House Socialist Democrats have abandoned their posts and run away to the swamp to prevent voting integrity laws from passing in the Lone Star State. The 50 socialists took a break from selfies and flying private planes to break out into song today in Washington, D.C.
We will overcome. We will overcome. We will overcome someday.
And pass me my Miller Lite. We will overcome. Joining me now to weigh in is Texas Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne. Congresswoman, always wonderful to see you. The actions have become synonymous with Democrat politics, haven't they? Their acolytes riot in our streets for nearly 2 years, and their elected leaders think, well, they should do no work and get paid and keep their jobs. What's your take?
You know, you compare that to what they're doing in Cuba. You know, Cuban people who are fighting against this Marxist system are showing us what courage looks like, while Texas Dems are showing us what cowardice looks like. I mean, it's embarrassing. I mean, quite honestly, they would rather surrender our state to federal control than have tyrannical leadership over local control. Think about the majority of the people that are in the Texas State Legislature. They were elected legally, and it's the majority, and they're fighting that in the name of voter rights. So they're completely denying their citizens representation because they're refusing to do their job. They're running to D.C., and that's really all you need to know, is they are running to D.C. to follow Pelosi in her horrendous, dangerous Voting Rights Act, which is anything but that. It is a takeover, a federal takeover of our state systems. I don't know about you, but in Texas, we do not want D.C. running our our elections in our state. We simply don't. But what you're seeing from the far left is they are all for tyrannical control over local control.
You got that right. We don't want to see federalizing of our local elections. You know, this is how socialists regard GOP attempts to make sure that the American standard of one eligible voter to one vote is lived up to. Joe Biden saying America is facing, quote, the most significant test of our democracy since the Civil War, end quote. That's how the anti-rule of law party sees free and fair elections. What do you say, Congresswoman?
Well, I would say, why don't you look at your state and see how much more difficult it is in your state, in Delaware, to vote than it is in Texas. You know, the Texas state legislators are trying to make it easier to vote, but harder to cheat. You know, we have 2 weeks of early elections, early voting in Texas. They don't have that. It's easier to vote in red states than it is in blue states. But that is a narrative they're not going to talk about. Instead, they just want to talk about this federal government takeover of all of our states. And you look at the oppression, you look at the total control that they want to have over people's lives. And quite honestly, it's shocking. And then you see in the headlines what's going on in Cuba, you know, after they have lived for decades under this tyrannical government. And then you've got folks who represent our own, you know, our own country, like Bernie Sanders, who defend these violent dictators from Venezuela and from Cuba. And it just makes you shake your head. Seeing what's going on in Cuba, where they are holding the American flag, where they are trying to exercise freedom that they haven't had in decades, it completely ruins the communist utopia that Democrats seem to paint. And it shows you this is what happens when people feel oppressed, when people feel controlled, and they are fighting for freedom. And we should be supporting them.
Yeah, you know, your colleague Jim Jordan said of the American flag, turns out that people of Hong Kong and people in Cuba revere our American flag more than American Olympians. Reports say that pro-freedom protests in Cuba, by the way, you brought this up, in Cuba they've turned violent, alleging that police are, you know, arresting people, beating them up. Some are being reported killed by the tyrannical government there. Radical Democrats have mostly remained silent on Cubans' efforts to get rid of their version in Cuba of the Democrat Party. The silence, in my mind, is deafening. What do you say?
I agree. What we should be thriving for. This is what they're fighting for all the time on the far left, these radical socialist policies that lead to this type of oppression under a people. That people do not want to be controlled. In America, it has been a great experiment because we have actually looked at individual freedoms, looked at individual rights, left people to be in control of their own success and how they define that. And it's not a one-size-fits-all control system like you're seeing in Cuba, and the Cuba people that are trying to free themselves of that. And yet, like I said, you have elected officials that represent our United States of America wanting to be more like Cuba and less like that great American ideal.
Let's bring the attention back to Texas, because we've also been under attack because of the policies of this socialist administration. Biden's border crises, they're worse. According to a report by the Daily Caller, human smugglers now say it's so much easier to smuggle in human contraband under the Biden administration than it ever was under President Trump. Yet Team Biden still says, hey, this is no emergency. What do you say?
I would say this is not shocking. This is not surprising. I still haven't seen the June numbers. I don't believe that they've been released yet. But yes, of course it's easier. We have seen skyrocketing numbers since the Biden administration took over and since they got rid of the policies under the Trump administration that worked. Things like remain in Mexico. You can apply for asylum from the first safe country that you come into. They got rid of those policies against what the former administration and the leaders from Customs and Border Protection and ICE had told them. They knowingly got rid of those policies. So, of course, it's easier. The only thing this administration seems to be focused on is empowering drug smugglers, human smugglers, and gang members coming into our country, opening our borders, sending people throughout cities close to you with no plan of action other than to let them come in. And it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, no truer words. A narco-terrorist's best friend is the Socialist Democrat Party. Meanwhile, Biden has also triggered an economic crisis, with inflation rising at a rate that we've not seen since George W. Bush's 2008 fiscal meltdown. You're hosting a North Texas job fair with over 130 local businesses. Give us the information about that.
Actually, I'll tell you, it's over 250 businesses now, representing over 7,000 jobs. And these are from entry-level jobs to executive-level jobs, and we've got everybody involved in it. We've actually had to change our location 3 times. It started out in a school, and we're now having it at the Irving Convention Center because we're expecting so many people. But this is as a result of horrendous policies that we've seen. The government, again, oppress small businesses by paying people more to stay at home than to get to work. We've had all of these roundtables in this district, and we've heard from companies from across the country who agree they need to get people back to work. The demand is there. There are opportunities there. We just need to be able to connect the two. But it's a totally bipartisan effort. We have reached out to mayors and state reps and state senators. And unfortunately, I guess my Democrat state reps that actually signed on to be part of this are not going to be there because they're going to be in D.C. But it was a nonpartisan to try to get everybody connected to jobs and opportunities, empowering North Texas families and helping out the business community at the same time. Well, jobs need to be.
I got to say, Congresswoman, that since those 50 abandoned their posts here in Texas, maybe that's their way of creating jobs. Now there are 50 openings for responsible lawmakers in the state of Texas, and so they're doing their part. What do you think?
I think they need to show up for their work. I am in the minority in D.C., and I know how hard it is when you know you're going to lose that vote, but you fight because that's what you do when you're an elected official. You represent your constituents. I don't go and fly off somewhere and have a dereliction of my duty. I owe a responsibility to all of my constituents, and that means showing up for work. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous. It's an embarrassment. It's anti-Texan. It's anti-American. They need to come back and do their job.
Amen to that. Well, you have more integrity in your little finger than all 50 of those socialists do in their entire body. Thank you. Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne, always a pleasure to talk with you.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.